People are never a box you just get to check off in your company. They are the lifeblood of your business, and nurturing their growth is part of the infinite game of running a successful empire. My mission today is to show you a simple yet powerful strategy to begin developing your team's career track in your company so you can transform new hires into long-term advocates for your business. We're going to explore what employees really want, how we can create a vivid vision for the future, and the essential journeys of both your customers as well as your team members. We Do the Work is dedicated to those who believe in the tenacious pursuit of their dreams. In a world where we aim to turn ceilings into floors, we dive deep into the essence of health, wealth, and relationships, uncovering that true fulfillment lies not in our achievements, but in the journey of us doing the work. Let's talk about something very fundamental. What do employees really want? I hear all the time from business owners saying, I wish my employees cared about the business as much as I do. Here's a reality check. They shouldn't. You own the business. What your employees want to know is that you care about them just as much as you care about the business. And I'm not talking about some generic one-size-fits-all type of care. We're talking about caring about them on an individual level. And today, I'm going to show you 6 stages that you can implement in your company to ensure that they feel cared for. When you start scaling, you ultimately get into the business of people management. It's very difficult to scale to 7 figures and beyond without team members. And we've all heard the saying before, you build the people and the people will build the business. But if you want them to help you build the business, you have to have a vivid vision. If you haven't read the book Vivid Vision by Cameron Herold, highly recommend checking it out and going through the steps of building your own company's vivid vision. Look, in its most simplistic form, business is about relationships. Relationships with your clients, relationships with your partners, and relationships with your team. And relationships can only be built on communication. And we have to be able to communicate where we plan on taking this company 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, which is what the vivid vision is all about. If you want to keep team members long-term, you have to have a vision and a dream so big that their dreams can fit inside. In our business, every single one of our customers goes through a customer journey. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. And there are 6 stages that our customers go through. The first stage is awareness. The second stage is consideration. The third stage is when they purchase and become a customer. Then you have onboarding, then you have retention, and then you have advocacy. And you should have systems and processes in place at each one of these stages to turn your prospects not only into customers, but also raving fans. And many businesses do a great job with this, but then it stops there. And what I want you to do is shift your mindset from just having a customer journey to now having a team member journey. And I challenge you to think of what are moments of impact that we can implement at each one of our team members' journey with us that will end up turning them into raving fans of working for our company. So there are 6 stages in the employee journey, the same way there are 6 stages in your customer journey. We have to get potential new hires aware that we are hiring. Then we have to get them to consider taking a role with our company as opposed to a different company. From there, we then have the new hire stage once they accept the job offer. Then you have onboarding, then you have retention, and ultimately, we want to turn our team members into advocates of our company. So we're going to break down each one of these stages, and I'm going to give you some ideas that you can implement at each stage to help move your employees through this customer journey. And when you do this, you're going to paint a long-term picture for their success, which will help increase your employee retention. Let's start with the first stage of awareness. People need to know that your company exists and that you are hiring if you are looking to scale your team. And it really starts with a job posting. That job posting, it's kind of like dating. You have job candidates that are out there and they're looking at all of these different job postings. And I want you to think about what separates your job posting from all the rest. And you also need to consider, who do you want to attract? One of the biggest changes that we made is that we rewrote our job posting to speak to the ideal candidate. It's not boring. It's a lot of fun. It's modern. It showcases our culture, and it helps to attract people that are going to be a culture fit. You also want to make sure that you're leveraging all the different types of media to get the word out that you are hiring, from posting on organic social media profiles to making sure you have a place on your website where people can submit their resume. Proactive outreach is another really game-changing activity that you can implement. Oftentimes, the rock star A-player employees are already working for somebody else. You can also consider going to job fairs, reaching out to the local colleges, and you can even do ads to help bring in more resumes. One of my favorite things to do is to take testimonials from your team members speaking about their experience in your company and put those on all the different media channels. So if you're struggling with hiring new people, I want you to start to think about, what do you have in place in the awareness stage to get more people understanding that you are hiring. So the first stage is awareness. Once people are aware that you're hiring, the second stage is consideration. Why should they consider your job offer versus another company's job offer? And this really comes down to your interview process. And building out your interview process is something that not a lot of companies spend a lot of time on. For us, the way that we do it is we require any candidates to answer specific questions to ensure that they are serious about joining our team. A lot of times when people are looking for a new job, they will just blast their resume to everything and anything out there. And we want to make sure that they're serious about joining us. We then do a 15-minute Zoom interview. And from that Zoom interview, we will potentially invite them to a panel interview. This panel interview is with our leadership team, and it dives a little bit deeper. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and we also have them do a basic skill assessment. You should be assessing their skill sets before job offers are going out. If they do a great job on the panel interview and we get thumbs up from all of our leadership team, the next stage is an intermediate skill assessment. So we're going to take the skill assessment to the next level, digging a little bit deeper into that role to see where their skills are at. From there, this is probably one of my favorite aspects of the interview process. We do a departmental lunch. We want to get feedback from the rest of our team when we potentially bring on a new hire. This is a great way for you to protect your culture, to also show your current team members that you care about their feedback, and it allows you to see the candidate in a little bit more comfortable setting. If the departmental lunch goes well, the CEO does a one-on-one with the potential new hire and the job offer will go out. Some of the things that candidates are considering when they are job hunting are the core values and what the culture of the company is. So you want to make sure you're incorporating your core values into the interview process. One of the ways that we do that is we filmed a core value and culture video that we send out to all candidates and ask them which core value resonates the most with them. The other things that candidates are looking for are, what are the benefits like? Are you offering any health insurance? Are you offering a 401k? What does the paid time off policy look like? Your office setup, or if it is fully remote, will also play a role in whether or not the candidate wants to move forward. The pandemic really changed people's perspective of what it is like to work from home. And in some industries, that is not possible. But in the industries that it is, you might want to consider doing a hybrid schedule. We work in office on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do work from home days. The hybrid schedule is a great balance of allowing people to come in and still feel like they're a part of the community while also having some of the convenience of working from home. The last thing I want you to consider is, have you built out a pathway for success for your team? And this is something we're going to dive into a little bit later when we get into the retention stage. So now that they're aware that we're hiring, now that we've input into our interview process ways for them to consider us versus other companies, then that brings us to the third stage, which is all about hiring and the job acceptance. Oftentimes, when we are sending job offers out to candidates, the email can be a little lackluster. I want you to consider, what does that look like when you do send that job offer out? You want to make sure that you're putting in opportunities for them to understand what are the first day expectations and give them an opportunity to ask any questions back. We also take about 60 seconds to send a welcome video from our leadership team, which is incredibly impactful when that new hire receives it. You can mail welcome postcards. You can mail them a welcome kit to their house. You can even send them digital guides for them to prepare for their first week with you at the company. Once we've gotten the job acceptance, we then move on to the next stage, which is onboarding. And this is probably one of the biggest struggles for most companies. I really look at the onboarding period as the first 90 days that the team member is with us. And we hire all of our new team members on a 90-day probationary period. This isn't just to protect the company, it's also to protect that new team member in case this wasn't the job that they were looking for. I want you to consider, how can you wow that team member on the first day that they walk into the company? Something that is very small and very inexpensive that we do is, on our job application, we ask the potential new hire what is their favorite drink and what is their favorite snack. And when they come in on the first day of work, we have that drink and that snack on the table. We also provide them with company swag. If it's possible, we will even do a departmental lunch so they can get to know their new team members more closely. You need to have a hashed out orientation period with workbooks and playbooks. And one thing I highly recommend doing during those first 90 days are weekly check-ins with whomever sits in your HR department. We actually don't have an HR department. We call it the talent department, because whoever really wants to talk to HR. So our talent acquisition specialist meets week after week for the first 12 weeks and does a check-in with the new hire to ask how things are going and to provide them a platform to give us feedback. Once they've been onboarded, the employee then goes to the fifth stage of their employee journey, and that is retention. How are we going to be able to keep our team members for long periods of time? It's incredibly expensive, and it's also very upsetting and frustrating anytime a team member leaves. So we want to make sure we have as many things as possible that keep them here at our company. Some of the things that you can consider doing is building a pathway of success and having a visual of where they are now, where they can eventually be, and what are the steps that they need to do in order to get there. Came up with this idea from our martial arts school. And our martial arts school has a chief instructor, but we also had assistant instructors as well. And we wanted to create a step-by-step path where somebody can start as a level 1 instructor, work their way up to level 2, level 3, senior instructor, and ultimately chief instructor. We built this pathway of success. And it was so successful that we implemented this concept into the agency as well. All new team members start as a rep, and they have an opportunity to earn a specialist title, a manager title, and a supervisor title. You have to paint the picture of progress. Why? Because we as human beings are happiest when we feel like we are progressing in life. And we want to give our team members that opportunity to progress inside of our company as well. There's also smaller things that you can do on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. One of my favorites is our all hands on deck meeting, which we do every Friday. And we pick 1 to 3 people to spin a prize wheel. And we think about who went above and beyond during the week. And they get to go up in front of all of their peers and spin a prize wheel where they can earn things like movie tickets, a lunch, an early leave day, or a $20 bill. You also want to make sure that you are celebrating birthdays and work anniversaries. Now look, I'm not trying to add money to your budget, but something as simple as a handwritten card to acknowledge their birthday or their anniversary goes a really long way. We've actually implemented milestones when they're at their 1-year work anniversary, 2-year, and so on. And every year it is a different gift that we give them for their loyalty to the company. Another thing that companies often overlook is the importance of training. Like I said earlier, we are happiest when we are progressing. You should be offering some form of weekly departmental training for each one of the departments inside of your company. This is going to allow your team members to have continuous growth and level up week after week, month after month. One of my favorite things to do are outings with the team. Whether you want to do it on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis, it could be a game of kickball, it could be going bowling or going to Topgolf, it could be a casino night. You want to give your team members an opportunity to develop friendships with each other outside of the office. Another thing that we do that is maybe a little controversial. Every single Friday, our team members get to play board games from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's right. We invest an hour of everybody's time. It's not mandatory, but if they want to do it, they can. And we give them time to build that friendship. Another thing that you can consider in terms of keeping your team members longer is building in systems to ask for feedback. So on a quarterly basis, we send out surveys to all of our team members asking for feedback. You can also do quarterly performance bonuses if that works with your company. You can do departmental stipends, employee of the month. You can even just take the time to do a handwritten card like a good job note. You'd be so surprised at how impactful it is when a team lead or the CEO takes a few minutes out of their day and writes them a card. So these are some of the things that you can implement to help keep your team members longer in the retention stage. The final stage is the ambassador stage. And our ultimate goal should not just be to train up and build up our employees. It should not just be to give them a pathway, but we should ultimately want them to be walking billboards for our company to help attract other like-minded individuals. Some of the things that you can do to really turn a team member into an ambassador is consider how can you build in core value gifts or culture gifts. So one of the things that we did is we have core value cards where team members can nominate other team members when they see them live our core values. And if you get 3 nominations, you can earn a core value card. It's like a baseball card collectible. And if you earn all of them, then you get a display case for your desk. Another really great thing that not a lot of companies consider doing is peer-led trainings. So we talked about having weekly departmental trainings, but that doesn't have to be solely from the leadership team. Giving team members the opportunity to share their expertise in front of their peers is going to help you build more leaders. You could also do referral bonuses if you have a team member that refers another team member and that team member makes it through their 90-day probationary period. I want to touch a little bit deeper on the anniversary celebrations that we do because this is pretty unique to our company and it does help build that ambassador status inside of the company. When somebody celebrates their 1-year anniversary, we give them a very expensive and nice ergonomic chair. On their 2nd year, we make a custom bobblehead for them. Some of these come out absolutely awesome, and some of them are very hilarious. And you'll see all of our team members display them very proudly on their desks. On year 3, we do a custom Letterman jacket with their name and whatever number that they want. Year 4, we do custom Nikes. And year 5, we do a 3-day, 2-night stay at the Grand Hyatt in Clearwater Beach. Our company's only 5 years old, so as we have team members continue to pass those milestones, we'll think of what to do year 6 and year 7. But you want to celebrate the fact that your team members have been here. You don't have to be as extravagant as us, but think about what can you implement that will really make them feel special. And those are the 6 stages of developing your team's career track and their employee journey. We got to get awareness that our company is hiring. We have to input things in the process to make them consider us over other companies. We want to make sure that the job offer and the new hire stage is really strong so that they know they made the right decision. And then we have stage 4, onboarding. One of the most important stages, those first 90 days, we want to make sure they're really fleshed out. Stage 5 is retention, and this is where you have a lot of different options on what you can implement to keep your team members long term. And then stage 6, we have the ambassador status. I'd love for you to marinate on what are you currently doing on each one of those stages and what type of moments of impact that you can implement so that your employee churn goes longer, your team members are with you for longer, and ultimately they're happier as well as you are. If you want to learn more about our all hands on deck video, check it out on the playlist.